Hi, welcome to Hyperion Hype Club. My name is McKenna and I love the Kingdom Keepers books by Ridley Pearson. Join me as we discuss this series and others published by Disney-Hyperion Books. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Hyperion Hype Club. Today I will be reviewing the new Kingdom Keepers Inheritance book, Villain's Realm, written by Ridley Pearson. This is the second book in the Kingdom Keepers Inheritance series, and aside from two novellas, it is the 12th book of Kingdom Keepers as a whole. So there's going to be one more coming out next year, and I also have a review of the one that came out last year, Kingdom Keepers Inheritance, The Shimmer. I also did a 24-hour reading challenge starting the day this book came out, and that should be up around the end of this season on my YouTube channel as kind of like a vlog style video. And I just want to start by saying, like, the first thing, the foreword, since that's the first thing you read if you read it, it's the same exact foreword as The Shimmer. And like it even says, so now I present to you the first of the Inheritance series. So like, my God. Come on, Ridley Pearson, you could have written a new forward. Or maybe he did and they like didn't swap them out. I don't know. Let's start with the stuff I enjoyed about this book. So, of course, Villain's Realm. We knew in The Shimmer that they were building a Villain's Realm in Hong Kong, and the OG Keepers didn't like the idea of that. And so in this one, they're kind of bringing the Villain's Realms to other parks. And I do want to say Jess isn't wrong in the first chapter when she says that many people love villains related things. And I keep looking at my phone. That's why I'm looking away. Like, some people love them. I am not like, I don't love the villains or anything. But yeah, people are excited about these like Villains Realm lands in this book series. And some people are excited about the idea of a Villains Realm coming, or like a villain's themed land. Imagine if it was called Villains Realm. Oh my goodness. Coming to Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in real life. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they do bring that land to Magic Kingdom, they need a Kingdom Keepers attraction that's like Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. I think that would be so much fun. And then, okay, I love the little throwbacks to the original series, like mentioning Small World, the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad fossil, and so on. There are also callbacks to the Odyssey, which were cool non-Disney touches throughout the book, like something just mentioned toward the beginning, and every now and then, like, oh, like this book, this something, whatever. I don't want to give stuff away, so I'm like really trying not to. They also mentioned Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is opening this summer, so like it's not even open yet, and they mentioned it. Although on that they called it, was it Pacific Wharf, even though that's already been changed to San Francisco in Disney's California Adventure. So in the series, they also call the fairy godmother the notorious FGM, which I feel like if you are maybe a few years younger than me, like I'm 25, so like maybe kids college age or younger right now might not get that reference to the Notorious B.I.G. So it's definitely like, I don't know if he still thinks kids know that reference. I would really be surprised if high schoolers got it with like, I'm sure a few would. But yeah, that was just like, and children definitely aren't gonna get it. So yeah, just like an odd reference, but I thought it was like Ridley's attempt at trying to be cool. So, okay, dude. Okay. I think it's also interesting in a good way that we see some things the villains are doing without any new or old Kingdom Keepers around. Because like usually all the scenes, and still like the vast majority of the scenes in this book have some kind of keeper in it. Or like keeper adjacent, like Amanda and Jess, which are technically keepers, but not like, but you know, not the OG five. So I think it's cool that we see some scenes without any keepers at all in here, and we kind of get a better idea of what the villains are doing. And just in general, I think the creativity and imagination that went into this story is fun and captivating. However, this book is riddled with inconsistencies. I touched on I want to say two or three of them in my Goodreads review of this book. Someone else touched on a lot more in their review of this book that was posted after mine. Mine was the first review on there that was posted and like not from like being gifted the book a few months ago. So it was the first one to like, and it was the first one to like mention any kind of inconsistency. So when I saw the next review after mine also mentioned the inconsistencies, I was like, yes, yes. Like the first thing that comes to mind is that the Shimmer took place in 2045. And like Ridley Pearson confirmed that on his Instagram right before Villain's Realm was released, even. And this book is supposed to be set like a few months after the first book took place. But in chapter 2, it says it's 2040, like October 2040. So it should be this, if it's October, it should be the same year as the first book. But also at one point it says it's been 30 years since Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened, and that opened in 2019 in both California and Florida. So that would set this book in the year 2049. So like just the timeline is all out of whack here. And I was like, this is something really simple that someone should have caught, like one of the editors or something. And it was just that, and all the other inconsistencies were just so frustrating at times that it really took away from reading this book. Like if Ridley Pearson doesn't already have one, he needs to take some notes from Rebecca Yaros and put up a big whiteboard to like map out everything. And I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca had more than just that whiteboard to go off of, but he needs to be like, this is the year, this is who this character is and their parents or children and their abilities or something, so that they don't like mix up Storming and Maddie like he did in the first book. Like Maddie's just gone now. She was really Lily's mom in the first book, but now but now Story's Lily's mom in this book. Like, and they're not married. Like they're not. It's not like Maddie and Story got together. They didn't. Like Maddie's just out of the picture now. Also, like if you read the Shimmer to the end, like the ink was all in the keeper's possession. But in this book, the group in Noraf still has it. So still has most of it. Or if not, they think all of it, because I guess they didn't remember that Maybeck had some that he squeezed out of a rag. And then, oh, what was it? Like Leader, the rat, the mouse doesn't make a single appearance. He was literally at the end of the Shimmer, like to like remind Eli, like, hey, I'm still here. And in this book, nowhere, nowhere. And oh my gosh. So yeah, don't read this hoping that Leader comes back, because at least for right now, he didn't. And there were so many other things, like calling Marissa Marie Claire at one point. Because I think that was her name in like the original draft of the Shimmer, but he changed it to Marissa, but her name was still Marie Claire at one point in this, and it's just like, what? Like, I don't know. There were so many things. I'm just like, dude, anyone should have caught this. Like for this Inheritance series, um his like consistency editor from the original books, she has like moved on with her life. He needed her, or he needs some sort of consistency editor. Like I'll be happy to be a consistency editor, did I say that? Yeah, sure, for this series, like please. Because overall, like even though I was disappointed by the abundant errors, the plot, the creativity, the imagination were all fantastic. And that's why this book is like a 3.75 out of 5 for me, instead of being like a 2 or a 3 or something. So like, I don't know. If you haven't started the Inheritance series yet, I mean, it's fun. If you're still like big on Disney books and Disney magic and you just love reading about little details in the parks, yes, keep reading it. Just know there are going to be glaring inconsistencies and maybe just try to see past that because the plot is so good still. But yeah. For the next book, I wrote down 3 things I'm still going to be looking for. So one is like, where's Leader? I really hope he's there in the 3rd book. If not, what was the point of the ending of the Shimmer? I mean, authors can change their mind, but like I know he's finished the 3rd book by now, but maybe he was like, I don't know, if he was outlining it or something and Leader wasn't in it, he could have just taken out that little bit at the end of the Shimmer or something before it was published. Also, there is like a brief mentioning of a certain villain in the kind of environment that we're not used to seeing them in. So I would like to know why they were wearing a certain thing in a certain environment. And that seems to make them weaker. And then where's Maddie? That's what I want to know. Where's Maddie? Okay. I wonder if they're like going to address any of these inconsistencies. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I might. Keep an eye on my Instagram because maybe I'll like share if they ever mention any of these inconsistencies. And that is Disney Safari Girl. I always leave it in the description. But yeah. That is it for this week. Next week is section 5 of our Disney in Shadow deep dive. That covers chapters 33 through 39. And then after that, the section 6, which will be our last deep dive for Disney in Shadow, the 3rd Kingdom Keepers book. And then I'll either post my vlog the week after that or my review of The Mistress of All Evil after that. Either way, you'll get one week, one the next, 3 and 4 weeks from now. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys soon. Bye. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, and follow. Also, please chat with me and other members of this club in the comments of the YouTube video. My other social media information and a link to the Long Distance Sisters podcast I am also part of will be below. Back in a whack.